This is Q.I.Q, the question in question. Brought to you by TherapyBites Art Lab. Here to take a bite out of modern-day pseudo-psychological psycho-malarkey. Now entering the Art Lab studio, today's T-Ballers, a collection of fellow strugglers, confronting personal challenges, navigating precarious relationships, and tackling trauma. Humans like each of us, juggling difficult human emotions, each here with unique life experiences, lived stories, and questions we'll bite into that just might help you too. And now, entering the Art Lab studio for the 9,880th time is the host of TherapyBites Q.i.Q, Doc Heath.
Hey guys, welcome to QiQ, and thank you for being here this evening. I'm glad to be here myself. It wasn't just about 10 hours ago that I was under general anesthesia. Here's your cancer awareness PSA, public service announcement for the evening. Take care of your colon, and your colon will take care of you. You guys and gals too of a certain age. Be sure, if you're at that age, go ahead and get that checked out. It's not a bad procedure. Yeah, you got to taste some stuff. They've updated it. It doesn't actually taste that bad. I posted a picture of that on my Twitter account, and thank you for the concern. Everything's good to go. Everything's clear. My gastroenterologist said that, man, you look like you just flossed your colon. No, he didn't say that. Gosh, about now I bet you're hoping I didn't say that too. Welcome to QiQ, but yes, do take care of your colon. My granddad died of colon cancer, and so I'm very passionate about this. It's a really, really terrible thing. You might think that a colonoscopy is bad, but nothing near what you would suffer from or a loved one if you got colon cancer, so do get that checked out. You know how the game is played. We're going to go to the board and see what we have in store this evening. We have Couch Crumbs quotes. We try to come up with some nifty quotes to teach psychological concepts. Creature feature, another way we have a teaching nifty psychological concepts. Social media smackdown. Isn't there a lot of ridiculousness on social media? Fresh from the therapy couch, some really down-to-earth shoe leather type stories. Couch Crumbs is our newsletter that we'd be glad for you to subscribe to. Just send your email address to, text it if you're in the States, to 1-870-686-4196. And of course, the last category there is Nero, also called Psych Secrets. And the first item, I always struggle with what to call that. Do you call it a question? Because we don't ask the question, we'll give you the answer. I guess I would say the first answer comes from Couch. Whoops. Where is it? Oh, I got to scroll all the way back to the top. This is actually a Couch Crumb question, not a quote. And let me get back over here, and I will pop that up on the screen for you guys. And you know how the game is played. I will put up in the chat there so you can see it. And thank you folks joining us wherever you're joining us from Twitter, from Facebook, from LinkedIn, or YouTube. We stream live to all those platforms. And I will go over here to the timer and drag that to the screen so that we all can see it. And this is for 600 Psy coins. What can you do with those? Well, you can accumulate those and turn those in for cool, nifty stuff from our store. We have merchandise, coffee cups, stickers. I mean, the stickers are cool, right? My Art Lab team created those and loves those stickers. It's just ways of keeping front of mind, top of mind, some nifty psychological concepts. I wonder how many more times I can say the word nifty this evening. Maybe it's the lingering effects of the anesthesia. But you can save those up and get stuff from our store. And every one of these is perfectly designed to take the shape sculpted for it by the belief that created it. Every one of these is perfectly designed to take the shape sculpted for it by the belief that created it. And we just put, and we just ran out of time. We just put 60 seconds up on the board. Oh, what is shaping? That's a good guess. That's a good guess. Actually, the question is, what is emotion? Shaping is a really cool concept. I recommend using that with kids, spouses, and bosses even. Sometimes even your clinician. Gosh, I'm kind of wondering, is somebody using shaping on me? I have to think about that. I might have some clients that use shaping on me. It is the rewarding of successive approximations to a desired goal. So you keep on rewarding, and as it builds up, people do things. But this is called, what is an emotion? What are emotions created from? Well, emotions are perfectly designed to take the shape sculpted for it by your own belief. You want to manage your emotions? Manage your beliefs. Your beliefs create emotions. Let's go back to the board, and we will grab an item from. Next up is creature feature. And I keep on getting this little pop-up that I don't mean to get up there, and I'm going to grab the answer. Copy and paste. I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to you guys too. It just seems to help. And that's up in the chat, and we will be right back after this, I promise.
If you are a fellow human struggling with difficult emotions, a fracturing relationship, parenting problem, mental health difficulty, have a psychotherapy from hell story to tell, or a challenging life experience question, and would like to share your story by stepping up to bat as a T-baller, either register by texting Q.i.Q to 1-870-686-4196 and join our Therapy Bites community, or send a postcard with your name, address, phone number, email address, and age to the address on the screen. Therapy Bites, Q.i.Q, P.O. Box 1391, Jonesboro, Arkansas, 72403-1391.
And hey, we do love getting those postcards up, and I think somebody already got the answer. Of our 200 Psy coins, this little critter loves to blow everything out of proportion, and he's never had a crisis that it couldn't make worse. And William got it correct. It's actually called the catastrophizing ant, but that's close enough. The catastrophizing ant. Ant stands for automatic negative thought. And we have many types of gnats, negative automatic thoughts, and ants, automatic negative thoughts. And this particular one is the catastrophizing ant. Look out for the catastrophizing ant in your life and your relationships. Let's go back to the board. And thanks again for all you watching and joining in. We're going to take this from Social Media Smackdown. You guys know how I love my debates, and I really enjoy tackling some of the nonsense that is put out on social media. Why? Well, because it's just not good for people. Just because you have a computer and a keyboard doesn't mean that you know what you're talking about when it comes to psychological concepts, and that's okay. But find out what's accurate and don't fall for the woo-woo psychology there. We'll put this in the chat, and then I'll come over here and I will drag it to the board for 400 Psy coins from Social Media Smackdown. What is the movie that spawned, and listen carefully, I'm kind of snarky here, what is the movie that spawned the kooky Kool-Aid pseudo-psychological belief that another human is able to control your thoughts and make you think that you're crazy? Now, how would somebody do that? How would they, gosh, does that sound hollow to you? Sometimes my wife thinks that sounds hollow. Somebody asked me how my colonoscopy came out, and I said, well, it came out pretty good except for that mass that was found. But my gastroenterologist and my wife put their heads together and decided that that was my brain because I spent so much time with my head up my, you know what. No, they didn't say that. I came up with that, but it's funny. Or I think it's funny. What is Iron Man? You know, that's one of my favorite movies, but it's not Iron Man. The answer is actually, what is Gaslight? Gaslight was originally a 1938. Gosh, do the math on that. 60, 83, 85 years ago. We're basing, or not me, I wouldn't say this. I don't believe that gaslighting exists because I don't believe that people have the ability to make me think I'm crazy. Now, can they try? Sure, they can try. But how would I know they're trying? See, that's the problem with calling it gaslighting, is you've really, if it exists, you've become the gaslighter. Think about that. That when you accuse somebody of being gaslighting or gaslighting you, since you must believe in it, you've really become the gaslighter. Think about that for a second. We don't teach gaslighting. We really debunk that when we're working with clients, when we have a clinical case, when we're working with patients, because thinking that somebody has the ability to fiddle-faddle with your brain and make you think something is a very, very dangerous thing. And also, it's a myth because they can't do it. Go ahead. Make me think of a taco. Are you doing it? I'm actually thinking of a watermelon. Near here is the most famous watermelons in the world from Cave City, Arkansas. And your mission was to make me think about a taco. So if you can't do that, you can't gaslight me either, because you do not have that particular ability. Let's go back to the board and we will move on and get off Dr. Heath's soapbox here. This comes from fresh from the therapy couch for 800 Psycoins, and I will put that up on the board. This is the gift you give yourself after someone may have wronged you, and it does not depend on the presence of a preferred emotion or the absence of a non-preferred emotion. And let me grab it. I'll put it up on the board, and we'll be right back. Well, after I hit that button, and then one more button.
If you plan on being in the local area of your podcast player app and would like complimentary tickets to the TherapyBites Q.i.Q Art Lab studio audience, please search TherapyBites on your device and just smash that subscribe button. Your complimentary ticket grants you access to alerts so you'll never miss a show.
And by the way, on the address earlier, thank you guys and gals, T-ballers as we call them, TherapyBites Art Lab, for sending cards. We love those postcards. Those are fantastic. And the address, all you got to do is hit rewind. And gosh, we might send something back to you, like some merchandise or something, or a gift certificate, actually. Be sure and put your email on it so that we can send you a gift certificate. We do those randomly. It's kind of like a grand prize. We're just kind of reaching out, staying in touch, and doing something old-fashioned. How old-fashioned is that, coming up with something to write on a postcard? And this is our next item here. And that's our T-ball triple of the day. So you get triple the Psycoins. Instead of 800 Psycoins, you get a whopping 2,400 for just coming up with a proper response in the form of a question for this item, for this answer. This is a gift that you give yourself after someone may have wronged you. And this does not depend on the presence of a preferred emotion or the absence of a non-preferred emotion. Williams says self-worth. You know, self-worth is great, but the question here is, what is forgiveness? Think about that. Forgiveness, folks, and I put some tweets up about that. If you're not following me on Twitter, it's just @therapy_bites, @therapy_bites. Come on board. I try to put out a handful of those a day and try to add some psychological nutrition to what is sometimes a very non-nutritious environment, but only if you got to stay away from the trolls. There's a lot of trolls on Twitter, and they'll kind of gang up on you, but there's a block thing on there. So if they're not speaking something that really serves your life, just hit block. Do that on all social media. Or is it now Twitter X, or is it just X, because Elon Musk changed that. But forgiveness is a gift that you give yourself after someone may have wronged you, and it doesn't depend on an emotion. Some people think if I'm still angry, I must not have forgiven. That's not true. Some people think that forgiveness means the presence of joy or fuzzy wuzzies. No, it doesn't. It doesn't make it go away. It doesn't make what happened unhappen. It's a gift you give yourself to no longer spend all your time focusing on the wrongdoing. Let's go back to the board and move on to the next item here, and it's going to come from, we hadn't had one of these in a while. This is exciting. For 200 Psycoins, let me get rid of this little pop-up. For 200 Psycoins, this is coming from, I seem to remember this. I might have got this myself wrong last time. And this is the undercover LARPer who is the I think I did get it wrong last time, and this has not been corrected. The undercover LARPer and one of the editors, not the editor, but one of the editors of the Couch Crumbs newsletter. And you would know that. And by the way, again, if you want a copy of the newsletter, just text if you're in the States. You can put it up on Twitter. Just DM me on Twitter also your email address, and I'll be glad to hook you up with that. It's free. Not selling anything, it's just a free newsletter, and it's pretty cool. We all have a column in that. But this is the undercover LARPer who is one of the editors of the Couch Crumbs newsletter, and see if you can put that in the form of a question. And we don't have anyone yet, and I'm typing in the right answer here. This is, who is Bookworm Sarah? Sarah is an undercover live action role player who she plays like she's a gastroenterologist. No, I'm joking. She does. Bad joke. Sorry. I don't know what she plays. I'll have to ask. You guys can ask her. Send her a postcard. Who is A.R.T? Actually, we do have a critter named A.R.T, and that stands for Accurate Realistic Thoughts. And he's a little neuron. He's a little brain cell. And we'll put the next item up here, take a break, and we'll be right back. And let me grab it for you real quick, okay? If I can. Can I do it? I wonder if I triple click. Would that work? All right, we'll put this up. Give you guys some time to put on your thinking hats, your A.R.T hats, your Accurate Realistic Thoughts hats. We'll be right back.
Premier accommodations for our T-Ball contributors provided electronically by the luxurious Art Lab Studio, overlooking the steaming cesspool of pseudo-psychological social media psychomalarkey, and located in cyberspace on your favorite podcast hosting platform, where we invite you to the most psychomalogically thrilling podcast in town, while you feast on our award-winning psychologically nutritious buffet of TherapyBites cuisine, conscientiously cooked up by your hard-working T-Ball team chefs.
And we do like to bring this to you guys. We have a blast doing this. And again, we thank you guys for joining us, whether it's from YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or, what's the other one? I mentioned all of them. Gosh, see, it's the anesthesia. But I'm not doing too bad. Verbal fluency is okay. I think I'll recover, but general anesthesia does reduce processing speed, get in the way of some things. And I'll pull this up on the board here. And I just talked about this earlier today. For 400 Psy Coins, this is the divorce attorney's favorite part of the brain. I call it the disgust cortex, and it's also, I call it the divorce cortex. Don't let some stinking divorce attorney, no offense to my divorce attorney colleagues out there, talk you in, because they shouldn't talk you in, nor should a therapist. I talked to the patient today about that, and here's the thing. It is completely unethical for a clinician to tell you to get a divorce or not get a divorce. Clinicians, no. Don't tell people to do that. You're not there to make their decisions for them. You're there to give a balanced perspective and help them think. Help them think. It's kind of the fish analogy. If you give a person a fish, you feed them for a day. If you teach them how to fish, you feed them for a lifetime. If you tell a person how to think, you've told them how to think in that moment. If you teach them how to think, then they've learned how to think for a lifetime. Don't tell people, how to make those big life decisions, especially not divorce. That's not your call. And I believe it is unethical. Okay. I'll put it on the board one more time and see if you guys come up with a proper response there. This is divorce attorney's favorite part of the brain. I don't have any proper responses. It is otherwise known as the insular cortex. It is the part of your brain which kind of majors in disgust. And here's the thing. You can create disgust toward anything or anyone, but you are in charge of that. That's cute. What is Amelia? Yeah, Amelia the amygdala. Amygdala. What is the amygdala? The amygdala has a very deep relationship, of course, with the insular cortex. And what does it do? It plays the part in letting you know that what you're pointing at as the disgusting thing could be a threat to you. That's not, however, the question. The question is, what is the insular cortex? And so we have the ability to design and redesign and reprogram, because guess what happens in your relationships? By the way, I just put up a tweet as well as a TikTok video for Shark Week Day 3 about sharks and relationships from a different perspective, by the way. But you can activate your insular cortex toward people where you experience disgust, but that's not because of the people. That's because of what you have decided to tell yourself about those people or that person. The insular cortex is the greatest culprit in the business of prejudice. Be careful what you tell yourself about each other. Thank you for joining me. We'll be back on Thursday. Keep sending those questions in. We'll keep coming up with the answers, and we'll keep awarding those prizes. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves. And like I said at the start, take care of your colons. Bye-bye now.
Next time on Therapy Bites Art Lab Q.i.Q, Doc Keith and T-Ball callers face off against steaming piles of pseudo-psychological psychomalarkey directly from your favorite social media platforms, or perhaps from the psychotherapy couch of a pill-pushing, emotion-demonizing, bobble-headed, woo-woo clinician who fed their kooky Kool-Aid to you. This is Art Potto speaking. Therapy Bites Q.i.Q is a Dr. I'm a Floyd Knot production. Distributed by the Therapy Bites Art Lab Podcast.